Hi guys, JT here, and today I'm bringing you some information on the Humble Bundle Deckbuilder Bonanza Bundle of February 2025. To help you answer the question, should you buy it? By using the links in the description below, you'll gain access to this bundle, and have the opportunity to gain early access to videos by buying a coffee through Buy Me a Coffee or Ko-Fi. Your support means the world to me, and I genuinely appreciate it. Anyway, let's get into this. At number 1 we have HELLCARD, a roguelike deck builder game set in a papercraft fantasy world, part of the Paperverse universe. Your goal is to survive 12 procedurally generated dungeon floors, battling enemies using a turn-based card system. You start by choosing a fighter, archer, or mage, and as you progress, you unlock new cards, companions, and artifacts to improve your chances. Combat is challenging and requires strategy. Each turn, you spend mana to play attack, defense, or buff cards while anticipating enemy moves. You cannot reposition, but enemies can, forcing you to adapt as they close in. Healing is rare, so balancing offense and defense is critical. Death is punishing. You can resurrect fallen allies, but only if you find the right room. The dungeon layout is randomized, offering different paths with benefits like upgrading cards, healing, or acquiring artifacts. However, the difficulty is heavily skewed against you. Enemies often outnumber you, some with high health pools and mechanics like thorns, which punish careless attacks. Even with meta progression, unlocking artifacts, and learning better strategies, survival beyond the 5th or 6th floor is tough. Despite the challenge, HELLCARD remains engaging. Unlocking new abilities, experimenting with class synergies, and overcoming tough encounters feel rewarding. However, the papercraft art style, while unique, can be visually cluttered, making it hard to track enemies. The gameplay loop can become repetitive, but co-op and an endless mode add replayability. HELLCARD is not groundbreaking, but it offers a tough, strategic challenge for fans of deck builders. At number 2 we have Fight in Tight Spaces Complete Edition, a compact game that offers grid based combat with surprising depth. As you take on the role of Agent 11, a black and white figure, you find yourself in tight spaces like subway cars, balconies, and prison cells. The game presents you with cards that determine your abilities and movements, requiring strategic choices to pull off impressive moves. A wrong move sends you back to the beginning, adding a roguelike element. Despite its simplicity in narrative and level variety, Fights in Tight Spaces excels in delivering clever and strategic battles reminiscent of games like Into the Breach. Each turn-based level requires grid-based navigation and card-based attacks and defenses. You can choose from pre-made or customized decks, employing defensive or offensive strategies to overcome enemies. Slow motion highlights add cinematic flair. Enemies possess different skills, requiring adaptive strategies to murder them. Manipulating the environment and enemy positioning can lead to foes to even harm each other. Progression brings new cards and deck balancing, while strategic choices on the overworld map shape your path. Fights in Tight Spaces offers fair and rewarding gameplay, allowing learning from defeat and advancement in subsequent runs. Losing is forgiving, with the option to abandon a run for experience points. Winning delivers satisfying moments, like kicking a samurai off a balcony. So if you crave a small-scale, tactical experience akin to Into the Breach, Fights in Tight Spaces delivers a punch-packed fun. The Complete Edition includes a soundtrack of the game and the Weapon of Choice DLC, an expansion that adds a Gunfu-inspired deck, new enemies, levels, and a remixed story mode. The new Gunslinger deck introduces a fresh stance system, but it requires synergy, limiting deck customization. Combat is more challenging, with enemies having updated moves, making strategy even more crucial. The new levels look great, and the music remains top tier. However, the final boss is frustratingly difficult, forcing specific builds. This DLC offers engaging new mechanics and replayability. If you love the base game, you'll enjoy this. Just be ready for a tough fight. At number 3 we have Hadean Tactics, a roguelike deck builder fused with auto-battler mechanics, offering a unique blend of strategy and real-time combat. You control a hero and recruit units to battle through 6 wings of hell, using cards to influence their actions. With procedurally generated paths, powerful relics, and deep synergies, no 2 runs are the same. If you enjoy deck builders like Slay the Spire or auto-battlers like Underlords, this game delivers an engaging mix of both. Battles play out on an 8x8 board, where you issue commands through cards before watching the combat unfold in real-time bursts. The challenge lies in managing resources, crafting a powerful deck, and adapting to random encounters. The game features over 260 cards, 34 recruitable units, and a variety of relics to create countless strategies. Custom heroes and deck building options add even more replayability. However, the difficulty can feel unbalanced at times, with certain card combos being overpowered while others fall flat. Some mechanics, like controlling unit positioning, could be refined further. Hadean Tactics thrives on its dynamic gameplay and strategic depth. The mix of luck and tactical planning makes each run satisfying, especially when pulling off a game-changing combo. While some content gap remains, the foundation is strong, and updates could refine the experience further. If you're a fan of roguelikes and card battlers, this is a solid addition to your library. Just be ready for a few frustrating runs as you learn the game's intricacies. At number 4 we have Backpack Hero, a unique take on the deck building genre, swapping out traditional card mechanics for inventory management in a roguelike dungeon crawler. This game delivers a fresh experience where you arrange items in a growing backpack, all while exploring dungeons and managing a town. You play as Purse, an adventurous mouse, searching for her missing mother in a dungeon beneath Haversack Hill. Starting with a small 3x3 backpack, you will strategically position weapons, shields, and potions to defeat enemies. Each item's placement affects its power. Helmets work best at the top, while shoes gain bonuses when space is left above them. This puzzle-like inventory management keeps you engaged and encourages experimentation. Runs typically last about 20 minutes early on, introducing you to a vast array of builds. You can power up with traditional swords and shields, or try unique setups like cleavers or armor-based counterattacks. Success rewards you with resources to expand Haversack Hill, a city-building element that unlocks new gear, areas, and characters. However, this part of the game feels underexplained and less exciting compared to the dungeon runs. Backpack Hero excels at making roguelike deck building approachable while offering deep strategy through inventory mechanics. Starting with different gear and taking on quests from villagers adds variety to your runs. Though the city building aspect needs polish, the dungeon crawling shines. If you love organizing loot and crafting perfect builds, Backpack Hero is a delightful adventure that's easy to pick up and hard to put down. At number 5 we have Death Roads Tournament, a turn-based deck-building roguelite that blends Mad Max-style vehicular combat with strategic card play. Instead of simply adding cards to your deck, you build it through your vehicle, driver, and equipped parts. Every card battle is a tactical mix of movement, ramming, and resource management, creating a gameplay experience that feels both fresh and engaging. Positioning plays a crucial role in combat. You can push enemies into walls or each other, but every move costs handling. Run out and you'll skid out of control, drawing from a separate skid deck that can throw you into unpredictable situations. The game's gear system adds another layer of strategy. Higher gears make your cards more powerful, but also increase the risk of chaotic skids. Customization is a highlight. You can swap out card parts to change your deck, allowing for melee-focused builds with buzzsaws, long-range gunners, or tanky rammers. Each battle forces you to adapt, as enemy vehicles have their own unique strategies that keep fights dynamic. However, the game has its weak points. Events feel repetitive, and there are no difficulty settings or progression-based challenge modes like Slay the Spire's Ascension. This limits replayability once you've unlocked all content. Despite that, Death Roads Tournament is a standout in the deck-building genre. Its mix of tactical depth, satisfying combat, and strategic vehicle management makes it a must-try for fans of both card games and vehicular mayhem. If you love high-speed strategy, this is one road worth traveling. At number 6 we have Ash of Gods, The Way, a strategic deck builder that combines turn-based tactics with card-based combat. Set 20 years after Ash of Gods' redemption, you play as Finn, a young spy infiltrating the enemy nation of Frisia by mastering their wargame, The Way. Your goal is to win tournaments, gain prestige, and eliminate key commanders before an invasion begins. The Way is a card-based battlefield strategy game. You build decks from units, spells, and commanders that engage in lane-based skirmishes where units automatically advance and attack. Each battle introduces new mechanics, requiring you to adapt your strategy. Some fights restrict spell usage, while others impose special win conditions. 4 distinct decks allow for different playstyles, and upgrading your cards adds another layer of depth. The game does an excellent job of keeping battles fresh with varied objectives and enemy tactics. You'll often find yourself solving combat puzzles rather than brute forcing victories. However, while the strategic gameplay is engaging, the story does not leave a lasting impression. The premise, using a war game for political subterfuge, is intriguing, but character development feels predictable. Some plot elements, like the use of real people in the way, are introduced but never fully explored. Visually, the game's hand-drawn art style is reminiscent of the Banner Saga, and the music and voice acting provide a solid, if unremarkable, backdrop. While Ash of Gods The Way offers an enjoyable tactical challenge, limited replay incentives prevent it from becoming truly unforgettable. And that's all for this bundle. This bundle certainly has some bangers, especially if you're into strategy and deck builders. HELLCARD, Backpack Hero, and Fights in Tight Spaces all bring unique gameplay, and if you don't own them yet, there's a lot to enjoy here. The price is a bit high compared to other bundles, but if these games are on your wish list, it could still be worth it. Not the best deal Humble has dropped, but definitely not a bad one either. In any case, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if this video was helpful, feel free to leave a like and subscribe, and maybe consider unlocking early access to videos by buying the channel a coffee. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Oh, and before I forget, huge thanks to KHill3524 for your donation to the channel with the super thanks. Honestly, I didn't even realize I had it turned on. Your support truly means the world to me, and I can't put into words how much I appreciate it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you KHill3524, you're awesome!